Yes, electrical inspections failing because of Section 110.2 of the National Electrical Code, or NEC, happen frequently. This often occurs when an inspector incorrectly applies this specific code section to an electrical installation where it isn't truly applicable. While Section 110.2 might not be the appropriate reference, there are other NEC sections that may be more relevant, such as 110.12 and 110.14, which cover similar aspects of electrical work. It is essential to understand the exact scope and intent of each NEC section to ensure proper application and avoid unnecessary inspection failures. Section 110.2 of the NEC focuses on the requirement that electrical equipment shall be installed in a neat and workmanlike manner. This seemingly straightforward requirement can be quite subjective in practice, leading to interpretation differences between inspectors and installers. The definition of neat and workmanlike isn't precisely defined in the NEC, leaving room for interpretation based on industry standards, best practices, and the inspector's judgment. However, there are some general guidelines that could help to ensure compliance. Firstly, all electrical work should be performed by qualified individuals who are trained and experienced in the trade. This helps to ensure that the work is done safely and correctly, minimizing the risk of errors or omissions. Secondly, all electrical equipment should be installed according to the manufacturer's instructions. This includes following the correct wiring diagrams, torque specifications, and mounting procedures. Failure to follow the manufacturer's instructions can lead to equipment malfunction, safety hazards, and code violations. Thirdly, all wiring should be neatly organized and secured. This includes using cable ties, straps, or other approved methods to support and protect the wiring. Wires should be run in a straight and orderly fashion, avoiding unnecessary bends or loops. Fourthly, all connections should be made properly and securely. This includes using the correct type of connectors, tightening them to the proper torque, and ensuring that all exposed metal parts are properly insulated. Loose or poorly made connections can lead to overheating, arcing, and fire hazards. Fifthly, all unused openings in electrical boxes and enclosures should be closed. This helps to prevent the entry of dust, moisture, and other contaminants that could damage the equipment or create a safety hazard. Sixthly, all electrical panels and enclosures should be properly labeled. This includes identifying the circuits, components, and other equipment that they contain. Proper labeling helps to make it easier to troubleshoot problems and perform maintenance. Seventhly, the work area should be left clean and free of debris. This helps to prevent accidents and creates a more professional appearance. Eighthly, consider the aesthetic aspects of the installation. While functionality is the primary concern, a neat and visually appealing installation can demonstrate pride in workmanship. Ninthly, pay attention to detail. Small details such as neatly trimmed wires and properly aligned equipment can make a big difference in the overall appearance of the installation. Tenthly, if unsure about any aspect of the installation, consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector. They can provide guidance and ensure that the work is code compliant. Section 110.12, often referenced alongside 110.2, further elaborates on the neat and workmanlike requirement. It states that electrical equipment shall be installed in a neat and workmanlike manner so as not to unnecessarily damage or conceal other equipment, raceway, or piping. This section emphasizes the importance of considering the overall layout and design of the electrical system to ensure that it is both functional and aesthetically pleasing. It also highlights the need to avoid damaging or obstructing other building systems. Section 110.14, on the other hand, deals with the electrical connections. It requires that electrical connections be made in a manner that ensures a reliable and durable connection without damaging the conductors or insulation. This section is particularly important for preventing overheating, arcing, and other electrical hazards. It also specifies the types of connectors that are permitted for use in different applications. To avoid failing an electrical inspection for violations of 110.2, 110.12, or 110.14, it is essential to have a thorough understanding of the NEC and to follow all applicable codes and standards. It is also important to communicate with the electrical inspector to clarify any questions or concerns. By taking these steps, you can help to ensure that your electrical installation is safe, reliable, and code compliant. Some additional considerations related to these code sections include local amendments. Local jurisdictions may have their own amendments to the NEC that further define or clarify the requirements for neat and workmanlike installations. It is important to be aware of these local amendments and to comply with them. Industry standards can also provide guidance on what constitutes a neat and workmanlike installation. Organizations such as the National Electrical Contractors Association or NECA publish standards and guidelines that can be helpful. Training and certification programs can also help electricians to develop the skills and knowledge necessary to perform electrical work in a neat and workmanlike manner. These programs can cover topics such as wiring techniques, cable management, and code compliance. Documentation is also important in keeping accurate records of the electrical installation, including wiring diagrams, equipment specifications, and inspection reports, can be helpful in demonstrating compliance with the code. Consultation with experienced electricians or electrical engineers can provide valuable insights and guidance on complex electrical installations. They can help to identify potential problems and ensure that the work is done correctly. Using high-quality materials and equipment can also contribute to a neat and workmanlike installation. Inferior materials are more likely to fail or cause problems down the road. Regular maintenance and inspection of electrical systems can help to identify and correct any problems before they become serious. This can help to ensure that the installation remains safe and code compliant. Understanding the role of the electrical inspector is very important. The electrical inspector is responsible for ensuring that electrical installations comply with the NEC and other applicable codes. It is important to cooperate with the inspector and to address any concerns that they may have. Remember that the inspector is there to ensure the safety of the electrical installation and to protect the public. Common examples of violations of 110.2, 110.12, and 110.14 include loose or poorly made connections which can lead to overheating, arcing, and fire hazards. Exposed wiring is another example which can create a shock hazard. Unsecured cables and wires can be easily damaged and create a tripping hazard. Incorrect wiring methods also cause problems, and using the wrong type of wiring for a particular application can lead to overheating, arcing, and fire hazards. Overfilled conduits and raceways can make it difficult to pull wires and can also lead to overheating. Damaged equipment, such as cracked or broken boxes and enclosures, can create a safety hazard. Improper grounding and bonding can create a shock hazard and can also interfere with the proper operation of electrical equipment. Lack of labeling also poses issues, and not properly labeling circuits and equipment can make it difficult to troubleshoot problems and perform maintenance. Failure to follow manufacturer's instructions also causes code violations, and this can lead to equipment malfunction, safety hazards, and code violations. Furthermore, the overall appearance of the installation is important, as a sloppy or disorganized installation can be a sign of poor workmanship. Ultimately, the goal of 110.2, 110.12, and 110.14 is to ensure that electrical installations are safe, reliable, and code compliant. By following the guidelines outlined in this discussion and by working with qualified professionals, you can help to achieve this goal. The inspector's role is crucial in interpreting and enforcing these codes, and understanding their perspective can prevent misunderstandings and ensure compliance. Keep in mind, electrical codes are constantly evolving, so staying updated on the latest revisions and interpretations is essential for anyone involved in electrical work. This includes not only the NEC itself, but also any local amendments or interpretations that may be specific to the jurisdiction. Resources such as the National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, and various industry publications can provide valuable information on code changes and best practices. Furthermore, ongoing training and education are essential for staying current with the latest electrical technologies and techniques. This includes attending workshops, seminars, and online courses that cover topics such as electrical safety, code compliance, and new product innovations. By investing in continuing education, electricians and other electrical professionals can enhance their skills and knowledge, improve their job performance, and ensure that they are providing the highest quality of service to their customers. Remember, electrical work is a critical trade that requires a high level of skill, knowledge, and attention to detail. By taking the time to learn and understand the codes and standards that govern electrical installations, you can help to ensure the safety of yourself, your coworkers, and the public. In addition to the technical aspects of electrical work, it is also important to develop strong communication and problem-solving skills. Electricians often work in teams and must be able to communicate effectively with other tradespeople, engineers, and inspectors. They must also be able to troubleshoot problems and find solutions to complex electrical issues. By developing these skills, you can become a more valuable and effective member of the electrical team. Electrical safety is always paramount. Always prioritize safety when working with electricity. This includes wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, following lockout/tagout procedures, and taking the time to identify and mitigate potential hazards. Remember that electricity can be deadly, and it is important to treat it with respect. In conclusion, while failing an inspection under NEC Section 110.2, which covers neat and workmanlike installations, is not uncommon, understanding the code's intent and related sections like 110.12 and 110.14 is vital. Strive for clarity in workmanship, adherence to manufacturer instructions, and effective communication with inspectors to ensure compliance and safety in all electrical installations. By focusing on these key aspects, you can minimize the risk of inspection failures and ensure that your electrical work meets the highest standards of quality and safety.